The money didn't disappear, the knowledge did. In ancient Rome, the wealthiest families didn't just build fortunes, they built systems to protect them, across bloodlines, across centuries. And then, those systems were forgotten. 90% of family fortunes are gone by the third generation. In 2003, researchers Roy Williams and Vic Pricer studied over 3,000 wealthy families. Their finding? 90% of family fortunes are gone by the third generation. Not because of bad investments, because of what wasn't taught. Ancient Rome knew exactly why. Rome, 40 BC. The Republic is fracturing, power is shifting. But inside the villas of the Equites, Rome's merchant class, something remarkable is happening. Wealth is being engineered, not just earned. The Roman jurist Gaius would later write what no banker wanted the public to read. A fortune without structure is not a fortune. It is a countdown. Archaeologists excavating Roman estate records in the 1920s found something disturbing. Family names: Aemilii, Caecilii, Metellii, dynasties commanding hundreds of millions in today's equivalent. Gone. Within 3 generations, every time. But buried in the Corpus Juris Civilis, Rome's codified law, was the reason and the cure. In 40 BC, Rome passed the Lex Falcidia, a wealth law so precise, so ruthless in its logic, that it mandated, by force of law, that no patriarch could give away more than 3/4 of his estate. 1/4, always, had to pass intact to the next generation. They called it the Quarta Falcidia, the protected quarter, because Rome had already watched 100 fortunes die, and they knew exactly who killed them. But there was a second law, one they didn't write in stone, one passed father to son in secret. Stay with me. The Romans understood something modern families refuse to accept. Wealth does not die from bad markets, it dies from bad heirs. They built a 3-part system. Law 1, the protected core. Never divide the principal, ever. Spend the yield, guard the root. Law 2, the structured heir. The eldest son did not inherit wealth. He apprenticed into it for years before a single coin transferred. Law 3, the recorded purpose. Every Roman estate had a tabularium, a written wealth mandate. Not just what was owned, but why, and how it must grow. The fortune was not the money, the fortune was the instructions. So why don't we teach this? Why has this system never appeared in a single modern finance textbook? The answer is darker than you'd expect. When the Roman Empire fell in 476 AD, the legal libraries burned. But it wasn't the fire that erased the Lex Falcidia from public memory. It was the feudal lords who replaced it. Because a population that understands structured inheritance is a population that builds independent wealth. And independent wealth does not need kings. Medieval European law deliberately replaced Roman estate protections with primogeniture. Everything to the firstborn, nothing structured, nothing protected, nothing taught. The 3-generation collapse wasn't a coincidence. It was a design. The families who kept the Roman system, quietly, privately, are the same names still on buildings today. That's not a theory, that's a pattern. You don't need a Roman villa to use this system. 4 steps, starting today. 1. Separate your principal from your spending. Never touch the core. Live on the yield. 2. Write your wealth mandate. Not a will, a purpose document. Why you built it, how it must be protected. 3. Teach before you transfer. Wealth given without education is a timer, not a gift. 4. Name a protected quarter. One asset, untouchable, that passes whole to the next generation. Every generation. The Romans didn't build the Colosseum in a day. They built it to last 1,000 years. Your wealth should be no different. This channel exists for one reason. The knowledge that built the ancient world's greatest fortunes was never lost. It was hidden. And we're bringing it back. one civilization at a time. Subscribe to Ancient Wealth. Next time, the Medici Bank, 15th century Florence. They invented a financial instrument so powerful, modern hedge funds still use a version of it today, and almost no one knows where it came from.